Okay, I try to relax.
No, it's just, yeah. So anyway, this is the way that Maya works. So I'm listening to this Russian ambassador, and he's just telling the real story of what's going on. And he says, "My God," he said, "this is fake friggin' news." He says they're doing it to us because they want NATO to get into Ukraine, and in Ukraine, it's they got all these extremist groups that are, and this president is not what people think he is, and it's all deep state stuff, and they have this agenda, and they wanted to create a narrative to turn everybody against Russia. And the Russian guys say, "Hey, we're into Ukraine is our neighbor and our brothers. We don't want to hurt. It's just NATO's. They have an agenda. You know, and so it's like war. It's like they're doing with us. They have an agenda. This thing going on, and so that's the lie. He even said everything is upside down. Everything is inverted. It's like it's not like it. He says it's not like all these bombs going on. It's nothing like that at all. And they have so anyway, this is the world is being shaped by this time. See, like in the Bible, it said at this time there's going to be strong deception in this world, strong deception, and there is. You could see, man. So don't watch. Just it's all these mainstream authorities. Don't believe them, man. They're lying through their teeth. I mean, everybody's practically, that's a part of this thing. So anyway, that's that. And let's get back to real business, God business here. By the way, I
Yes.
posted an oldie but goodie on the thing about Ranga Lake when he was starting to open up. Yeah, you might want to do some stuff with that. You can check it out. It's on my page. I tagged some people that I could.
So Krishna, he shows us the real picture according to our ability to
Yeah.
perceive.
Well, he's giving us the protection. See, this is all part of his protection plan. It's like, you get an insurance plan. You go with Krishna, he gives you an insurance plan. He shows you his Maya. I mean, it's his game, really. He's trying to teach people, stop touching the fire, man. Stop believe in me. What does that mean? Believe in me. Believe in the scriptures, but not in the interpretation of the scripture where people have motive, where they twist things like all of these big major groups. These big major groups like ISKCON and all that, they're already compromised. They're infiltrated by his Maya. And you need to find in the scriptures, it teaches there's only there's only the Vaishnavas. That's those who know God, and they're very few. And the Vaishnava scriptures in this Kali Yuga. Really, that's why Lord Chaitanya came. That's why he got them, everybody busy writing these things. That's why Prabhupada's writing his books, And luckily Janaki's husband, is keeping the books protected for a while, because they wanted to change them. This is how bad it is. I mean, these people got to know how infiltrated ISKCON is. They spent all that money that these people collect for them on a court case to try to fight Prabhupada's books being unchanged. They spent $1 million, see, of people's hard-earned work. This is what I found for 5 years. This is how Maya works. She just is a tricky, and you serve her even in religion. That's why, man, people should take advantage of the time you can abandon religion. And we have the Vaishnava scriptures, and we have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya here. I believe it's the only real hope for the Vaishnavas. You ain't got any shelter out there, man. You got everybody working against you. You got your own ISKCON working against you. You got all these people, all these fake gurus. You talk about fake news. There are fake gurus everywhere. I'm out here, just expose the fake news, and all the way to the core so people can get into Vrindavan. We're in Vrindavan, aren't we? Many of us. You're experiencing, the ecstasy of devotees there.
Yeah.
So this is a situation, man. It's come to a head. So you want shelter? Here we prove that we have the shelter, Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and the whole parampara. You show me anywhere on this planet where this is. Acharya Dev's up there with his big title and intellect and all that stuff, and telling people line up for their shit, man. Why are you taking shelter of bewildered people? Does anybody out there want the real God? I think, we're proving every day we're worshiping the real God, the real one, the transcendental one, not some speculation on who God is. You can see with your own eyes what God. Satchidananda is God. It's called Satchidananda in the scriptures. That's the truth about the Lord, and he's Satchidananda in our own experience. Many of us are experiencing that Satchidananda presence. Yeah. So this is opportunity for people. Everything's come to a head. Does anybody want out it? Choose your side. You want to go out there and believe this religious ISKCONs and Gaudiya Math and Samitis and all that. They've never done well because they're not in the real thing. They're twisting everything. They're not real gurus. The Lord ain't using them in the transcendental potency. So therefore, nobody can manifest love of God except the devotees here in this Sangha, which is not my proof. It's God's proof, man. You have to see God's hand on something. And that's the only thing. You got to see, where is God really working in this planet? In his transcendental potency. See? Otherwise, you're just getting a bunch of bullshit lies. It's either or now. You want God in his real form? Well, Lord Chaitanya is here offering. Do you want bullshit and lies and religion and all that stuff? Go out there. Buy followers and primes. Yeah. See all of this. Buy followers. That's basically what the people are purchasing. Oh yes, let's use Prabhupada's books to purchase followers, and people come, and it's like a shill game. They come and they get speculations, and they don't get the real shelter. They don't even know what it is. Our work here is to expose what is real shelter. And automatically people find, oh, that's not the real shelter. Isn't that the way the world is working? Aren't people even in the world starting to notice that they're not getting shelter from the politicians and from their doctors and from their lawyers and from their the worldly situation? It's all illusions. Everything's topsy-turvy. Demons are running everything, and we're getting to know that. Just like Prabhupada said, Rakshasas, man-eaters, are managing this world. See? Governments are evil, literally. I mean, I'm not against. It just is what it is. They're evil. They're really materially motivated. They're lying. They just, and with a straight face. It's called doublethink. The world is in a whole thing called doublethink. See, they make you. What's going. A lot of people know what's going on, but they're in the narrative. Inside they feel there's something wrong. There's something they can't get out of it. Just like in ISKCON and all these groups, they know there's something wrong. They can't get out. They believe the narrative of the leaders. Who is your God? Everybody should ask themselves, who is your God? In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God. Is your God Lucifer and those who serve Lucifer, who serve the lie, or those who serve the truth? I mean, the ultimate truth, the transcendental truth, the one that saves your soul, liberates you, awakens you. Yeah. What word are you believing? Because it's a war of words, isn't it? Do you believe in demigods? Do you believe in demons? Or do you believe in the transcendental loving servants of the Lord? I love it when it comes to a head, man. Now we're in our prime. Boy, right out the gate today. Okay. Time to power up. Had to get on a soapbox. I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking about it this morning as well. Maybe you heard it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they say, yeah, ISKCON translated all those books, etc., but I don't trust it at all because they have been changed. They changed things. I don't trust it. I only trust those who have been translated by Srila Prabhupada himself. That's why I prefer to read them in English, even if my English is bad. But I don't trust those who
Oh,
have
they're
been translated in Dutch. They translated the
yeah,
Gita a second time in Dutch now. I don't trust it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, you see, it's who you're influenced by. See, we're influenced by the transcendental potency here. Am I coming through, by the way?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Did you
yeah.
say
We
you?
hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you're frozen right now. But okay. Anyway,
Oh,
people, it's who are you influenced by? We are showing the world, showing ISKCON and all these groups that we're influenced by the transcendental potency. Therefore, our understanding is correct. If you're not influenced by the transcendental potency, then your consciousness is filtered by the modes, filtered by material motivation. This is the blessed of the pure in heart are those who see God. Only the pure in heart can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. These are universal, essential truths. And only bhakti, pure love of God, purifies the heart, not being a Brahmin does. That's why Lord Chaitanya said, even if you're a perfect Brahmin, you cannot purify yourself or anybody else until you are a loving, ecstatic, loving servant of God. And that is the essence. This is what the world, this is what Acharya Devs don't know. So, everybody is impressed with the big titles and the nice dhotis, and that's all external. That's all, you're being fooled. That's called religion. So, this is your opportunity to get out of religion, see, and into truth and understand what Jesus said. You don't know who you worship. Uh, you don't know who you worship. Just like Jarasandha didn't know who he worshipped. It was right before him was Krishna, Satchidananda, ecstatic Krishna from Vrindavan. Isn't that funny? All these stories are pointing out the same truths again and again. And now in 2022, if you don't listen here, you will not understand the Bhagavatam. You'll be you'll be like a Jarasandha. You'll be following the rules and regulations, and you won't lie, at least on the material modes of nature way. But you'll be a liar anyway, because you say you represent God and God is in the mode of goodness, but you go against the real God, where is who is transcendental and very ecstatic and pouring out his eyes, the kind of God you see that Rangaleka is contacting in that video there. That's the awakening, man. It's excessively ecstatic to meet the real Lord and to meet the real Radha. That's what we're bringing to this world. And you think there's anything better than that? Are you kidding? My God, what an opportunity we got here. Nobody can trump this. This trumps and a million trumps. This trumps Acharya Dev's a zillion times what we're doing here. This is real, man. That's all fake news, all of it. Everything's fake. You're getting faked out because you believe in that word, man. Anybody who believes in this world gets Vrindavan. And we prove it here all the time. Every friggin' day, Vrindavan comes here. Krishna loves this preaching, man. I can feel it. Can you feel it out there? You either love it or hate it now. There's no neutral sides here. He's like, everybody's chosen the side. You either love real preaching about the real God with real Radha, or you love the world. Your call. Ball's in your court out there. Yeah. You want people who change Prabhupada to spend $1 million of your money, to destroy your consciousness, to fight the original Prabhupada in his books. You want to worship that? Get out there with Acharya Devs and all those Jaipatakas. Get out there, man. Go and drink that much of that bullshit as you take until you're fed up. And then in some lifetime, you'll be lucky to get a situation like that. This is the only way out you're going to get out, because that's where Maya is like an ironclad prison. And you don't come through the door. To somebody who is empowered to unlock your cell, you stay in there, man. That's just a fact of it. We have real knowledge and real ecstasy here. That's God. And if you hate it, good. Keep coming and you'll get purified and you'll love it. And that's your people's attraction is in religion. They hate the real God. Jarasandha hated the real God. And everybody believed, oh, Jarasandha, you're so great and everything. Oh, we believe you. Oh, you follow the principles strictly. And in this Kali Yuga, these guys aren't following. Many of them are. That's not the way now. The way is Lord Chaitanya's mercy, ecstatic devotion. Where is it, man? People just ask the question, where is that mercy that I read about? Where is love of God given as a present like it was then? Otherwise, you're locked in the prison here. You're locked in religion. You can't get out. Here you could see, oh, wow, love of God was given then and it's given now. Look, devotees are getting it. Yeah, they're ecstatic. The tears in the eyes of devotees 550 years ago, tears in the eyes of devotees who chant the holy name here in 2022. Yeah, ecstatic laughing then, ecstatic laughing now. Oh, deep realizations that Acharya Dev cannot even dream of are here because of that ecstatic worship. So you tell me out there in Vaidhi land, where's the real deal? If you're lucky to come across this video, either now or 20 years from now, if there's any time left, who knows? With these demons running amok, running all over the planet, setting fire to everything, man. They waging their information war. That's the war. There's no bullets need to be fired. They just appear to be fired. Ooh, look, we just put the pictures together just like they want to put the picture of Prabhupada's words together in whatever way they want that supports that a person who hasn't realized Krishna can be your savior. Isn't that the same bullshit? They straighten everything out here. Yes, everybody needs a bona fide guru. Everybody needs. They're your savior. If they're not, you haven't found the real guru, man. Yeah, the Lord empowers the real devotees to be a savior. And then you can help save others because you get the transcendental potency. Otherwise, you're just doing bullshit work in the world. Your actions are full of speculations.
Yeah.
You can't really purify anybody. Okay? Here we relish the God. Here we taste him. We can eat the bread of life. You must, otherwise you're no authority in this world. You got to taste that bread of life. The bread of life is the word of God, the truth about God, his name and his pastimes, all of that.
And the intelligence of Srimati Radharani to be able to judge where God is and where he's not in. If you hear their preaching, you see, oh my God, what is he saying? Emptiness, pure emptiness.
Yeah. You need to have the knowledge that comes from devotion, pure devotion. Otherwise, we're not knowledgeable. It doesn't matter. You try to use props, go out and get PhDs and all that stuff. It's all props. All you need is ecstatic devotion, and you become a real priest for God. You bring God to people, not externally, not with dry wafers and grape juice that people can't get intoxicated on. No, the intoxicating Lord. You want to see people. You show me Acharya Dev by his influence. If you get a Rangaleka like this, so ecstatic, you'll see in the video there. You think he's having an external communion with a dry wafer and the grape juice? That's real communion, man. And people are like, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, the one you're worshiping was that crazy and much more. That's just a drop. Craziness of Lord Chaitanya, which is not crazy at all. I mean, I'm learning just from my own, little action here when chanting name and ecstasy, how wonderful that is, how much protection that is in there, how much happiness there is in that, how much communion with the transcendental Lord, and this is forever, how free I am from this world. and worldly ideas and worldly faith in his Maya. There's everything in chanting the name in ecstasy. Sanatana Goswami said that Hare Krishna mantra was his real treasure in life. And I can relate to that. I know that. I feel that. I experience that. What more do you want in Krishna consciousness? When you chant on holy name and you feel the shelter of Krishna and you want Krishna, well, you got to be around devotees who have received the shelter of Krishna. Acharya Dave hasn't received. He's still, I don't know what's in his mind, but he hasn't got the shelter. By the way, thank you for writing that, 11th and 10th, some of the 10th, 11th and 12th. He did a decent job, but still he needs help. Where his help if he ever wants the real Krishna? I mean, are you fed up with having a bunch of disciples and a bunch of karma? And the weight of it that you can't dissolve? Only ecstatic devotion dissolves karma, your karma, and anybody coming to you, and they feel it and they experience love of God. Because the Lord dissolves through that devotee all the impediments that keep you from getting the same shelter that the guru has. What do you think it means to be a spiritual master? You have to be with a spiritual master who has mastered the spirit. And the spirit has mastered them. They have that eternal, intimate relationship. And then you become like them. You become a son of God here, a sun, bright, illuminating, shelter giving. If you got God's mercy because you've been crying out for the real Lord and you're tired of ISKCON being messed up by people who just can't do a good job, that's called religion. When you're fed up with that and you're crying out, the Lord will give you in some lifetime a real bona fide representative who actually represents his transcendental potency. And then you get to know what is the real God through that devotee. Otherwise, nobody knows. They're all children. Acharya Deva is a child, man. He's not even born yet. He's not even interested in taking in the word to be born. All these guys they're drinking donkey urine of being a savior that they can't save anybody. It's donkey. It's name and fame and being something. They're not any better than their disciple. All they did is study a little bit more. But if you're not awakened, you're all on the same, man. Jesus said, you're all brothers, and the Christ is your teacher. And if you don't know what that means, see, you got to be the Christ, man. You got to be the external manifestation of the super soul. It's brothers, just brethren. Acharya Deva and his disciples. You're just playing guru and playing follower. It's a play. Superficial show bottle play. They're on the same level. Here, you become on the same level, right? You come and listen to this word, and you become a son of God like your guru. A real sun, a real bright light, man. I'm not holding a shade over it. Jesus said, you got to light, you put it out so people can see. There's some people that are looking for Krishna and are fed up with all these religions and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Samiti. It's all religion. I've been there, done that, been in all of them. Where are you going to get such an experience? I've been with the Radhakund Babaji's. I've seen everything. I was a spy for Krishna, looking at how he was duping everybody and everywhere. And Prabhupada came, you see. So, okay, you've seen enough, you've done enough. Let's get to God's business. Let's finish this work. And we are, aren't we? Isn't it fun, man? I love these. This is a show, man. You don't have a show, you don't got the greatest show. We got the greatest show on earth, man. This is fantastic. Isn't it? Fantastic. It's full of fireworks, man. Controversy, because everybody practically has the wrong opinion, and we got the right one. Yes, we do, because without ecstasy, you got a wrong opinion on some level.
Without the tears, it's like Guru Govinda Swami said, you've got to cry. You've got to cry. Otherwise.
Yeah. And you can't cry. You got to come in the right way to cry. You know, all these devotees in Gaudius meet. Oh, when we're gonna have a tear for Krishna, and the Radhakund Babu. Oh, when are we gonna have a tear? Yeah, we got plenty of tears. Come over here. We'll give you a few. How about you want a few? We'll give you our excess. Because you don't come and be with criers and laughers and those communing with God, you're not going to get this. You know, Holy Communion, you come to church. This is a church, man. You don't get dry wafers here. You don't get like grape juice with has no kick to it. Here you get some kick. You get a little kick in the butt to move you in the right direction. All right. Let's get back to business here. Well, we were in business. Yeah. Hare Krishna. You got a little worked up this morning. I was that Russian ambassador was great, man. It's nice to see, you know, it really puts things in perspective how everything is being manipulated. And I just wonder how the Lord's going to play this with all, you know, with all his energies here. See, we're part of that. Isn't it nice to be? We got a niche in this now. You know, it's coming to light that we got a place in this. It's not like we're just standing on the sidelines, you know, we're watching like the super soul. We're getting to be participants, right, Tom? Isn't that interesting? Participating in this thing. Okay? This is what the Lord wants. He says, I don't just want, he told Nityananda, hey man, if Nityananda was walking around observing all this bullshit like the super soul, you know, and Lord, if you don't act a little more wild, how are we going to complete our work? That was the order I got in 1996, and I got a little more wild. I didn't just keep it to myself. See? And look, people are getting. You got to have the order because this is big stuff, man. This is controversy and some first trouble. You know, you're influencing, you're upsetting my flow. I was flowing down in the Maya so nicely. I was believing in the Acharya Devs and all that, and everything. I felt like I had altar and all that, and we're just knocking down false houses and just like a Dwaita. He would pay a base deity to find out if they were transcendental or not, and if they weren't, they'd bust. This is the same thing. Yeah. If they don't withstand the test of truth, they'll bust. They'll break. Truth will say.
You can't save them without telling them the truth.
No. You gotta know the truth. They prove it, Acharya Dave. You're a real Acharya. Let's see. What is being a real? We define what a real Acharya is. Real Acharya, ecstatic devotion, man. That's why, look, I don't have to be anything special. Lalita doesn't have to be anything special. She can continue on as a lousy housewife. Can't fold a towel properly, no problem. Krishna can use her, right? No problem. I know why. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to get into this. Right? Johan, he's just a banana man. Look at him, you know, he gets dreams of Krishna and Radha and Jesus, his guru, and all these things. He does it. You want to be an Acharya, I mean, an example of getting them. Isn't Acharya means example? Teacher by example. What kind of example? What kind of example is Lalita right here and River? The example of what everybody has to become, a real follower, going in the real door. And getting the real results, showing that God is his mercy, he's given himself. If you're ecstatic here, that means God has given himself. Otherwise, none of us can be ecstatic unless they come and live in our temple. This is the real temple, man. This is 1,000 times higher than the Mayapur temple, 1,000 times more expanded than the Mayapur temple. And it's portable. I can bring it anywhere. This is better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin, they think it's a store. It's better than gold because you can transport it anywhere. Wow, that's us. See, we can transport God anywhere into the hearts of others too because we have ecstatic love. That's the way it works. Madhavendra Puri, because of your ecstatic love, Krishna said, I'm going to appear in the world and deliver the world. world. You're that world there, ISKCON devotees. Anybody got some ears here? You're that world. You're still worldly, right? You're still into the world. The Lord will appear in your heart so easily, just like he did 550 years ago. Because look at Lord Chaitanya and his devotees. The Lord appeared in their hearts, and they were empowered to spread it. See, they showed it. They didn't hold it back like Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta. One devotee on Facebook said, "Oh, you're saying they're not a chart." I put a little thing. You're saying that Lord Prabhupada are not a charge. That's the only way I can understand that. And so then I write back, and he'll probably say, "I don't understand what you're talking about." I said, "Yeah, of course they're acharyas, but they did their work. I don't know, well, we're here. That's because you got to come here to learn. Otherwise, you stay in your less intelligent state, not understanding why Prabhupada came and Bhakti Vinoda Bhakti Siddhanta to set the stage. For what? The rasa dance, man. You got to have a stage. Otherwise, there's no rasa dance. A stage is knowledge of Krishna, a little bit of knowledge of Krishna. And you got to see the dance. Now it's time to dance, man. This is the dance, man. The dance between a devotee communing with the Lord, Krishna, just like Lord Chaitanya was. The stage has been set, and now the rasa dance is on the stage. What you see here in this world, in this sangha. And anybody comes, very good, very good. Boom, you become a recipient for Raganuga Bhakti. Not like Narayan Raj said. Oh, just work your ass off on doing the rules and regs and get through an art and a vritti, and then in your next life you get a little bit of ruchi or something. Or maybe in this life you get some ruchi. Nobody has gotten there. Not even one. Not even one. Even one of the highest, most intimate servant of him, he's everybody turned against him. Not everybody. They got their own followers and their own, just like it always in religion. This is God showing. It's just religious. Yeah, the people that stay here, there's not going to be that. We're on the same page. We're in the real potency. We're part of the real family. No, that as soon as Narayan Raj left, then it all split up. Okay? Here it splits up before, because those who want to be in some other, crow place where crows eat, they can go out there and eat crow food. Our food is just being friends, and relatives. Aren't we friends and relatives and related? What are we related to? The real Krishna, Satchidananda. And anybody wants that kind of relationship? Go ahead. I'm sorry, you're frozen, so I can't see you.
Sorry. Same family name. Shall I go off and come back?
No. Well, you know what? Maybe let me. Well, let me try it. Yeah, let me go because we got, I think, good internet now. I'll go off here for a second and come back.
Am I frozen for you guys as well? No? Okay.
No, it's okay here.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're back now. Now I'm moving around. Okay, all right, let's chant a little bit now. Hey, we got some people here. Okay, sorry, I can't see the comments now because I refreshed, and so they're all gone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Get some music going
Bluetooth. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Okay, oh, here it is. Okay, is it connected? Okay, just a second here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Put some comments up there so I can see who's here. I can't tell who's here without any comments now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Time to
Krishna.
bounce. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. There's no sound and picture is frozen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, oh my Lord Shri Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord, oh my wonderful Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gada Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gaur. Oh, my wonderful Lord. Gauranga. Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Yeah, people need to find a Chaitanya now. See, a Chaitanya is somebody whose life force is Radha and Krishna, love of Krishna. See, that's why Lord Chaitanya is the avatar and the full realization of how to get to Godhead. Even now, you need to see where is the life force of somebody who is their Chaitanya. They're an associate of Lord Chaitanya. Okay? Their life force is Radha Krishna. See, Chaitanya means life force. See, a perfect name for him, right? His life force was Radha and Krishna. Shri is Radha. Krishna is Krishna, the absolute truth. See, absolute love is Radha. Absolute. There's no purer love than hers. See, that's, you want to be delivered. You have to see a Chaitanya in this world whose life force is Radha and Krishna. Okay? It's just how it is. Yeah. That's why even back then he had Chaitanyas roaming around that were his associates. The force was also Radha and Krishna. They laughed, they cried, they choked up when they communed with God. They showed what demonstration. What does it look like to commune with God? Like this, like you see here. Not something in your head. It's this heart and mind connect with Radha and Krishna. Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. See, Lalita's a Chaitanya. Her life force is Radha and Krishna. Can anybody see it? Only Acharya Dev can't see it. That's your Acharya, who can't see where real love is, where real bhakti is, where real truth is, where the real path is, who's following the real path. That's your Acharyas out there. When are you going to get fed up with that kind of worship of people that are like you, ordinary, blind followers and blind leaders? When are you going to get fed up with that? When are you going to see that they can't help you very well? They can just help you out of here, help you get your little shots, help you off of this planet. We'll help you off in the right way. We'll give you a boost up to the spiritual world. Even in this life, you'll feel it, man. You'll feel the nectar of God, just like Arjuna. You'll be saying the same thing. My God, just go on preaching the glory, man. Just let me hear your name and your pastimes, man. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Amy told me yesterday, she says, I'm really inspired by Tom. He's so steady. He comes every day. It's really a good support. Inspires me that, he's like, he just like an inspiration. See, Tom, preaching. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. It's so great, man. If you get this love, basically you get Radha. Radha is the personification of pure love for Krishna. Then you get all intelligence. See, this is how to become a great scholar. Just study Radha. Pray for Radha's grace. Pray for the Holy Spirit of devotion. It's so holy. It's so sacred. It's so pure. It purifies the mind where you can understand the Lord. Otherwise, we can't understand Him. See? And that all happiness is in this. It's in bhakti. It's in devotion. See? That's why the Lord came here, to distribute that, because without it, we can't understand Krishna. You can study till you're blue in the face, get a bunch of Acharya Dev degrees on the wall, Bhakti Shastras and all that stuff, but it's only a name until real love for Krishna, devotion, that Radha's benediction comes to you. And then she works through her real servants who know her, or really know her importance, and preach her importance. That's why if importance isn't preached, they don't know. People Vaishnavas in all of these groups don't know that without her grace, this grace of devotion, real pure love of God, you cannot understand Krishna properly. Okay? And how do you get her grace? You got to be around those who've got her grace. You got to come into the family and show. Raganuga Bhakti is, I just want to be part of this family. That's Raganuga Bhakti. Yeah, I want to be a part of the family of devotees. Okay? Oh, okay, well, you just associate with them, and you'll get purified by the vibration, by the frequency. What do you think it means? It's just a bunch of words to people. How to hear the mantra from a by guru and see. So you're hearing the Hare Krishna mantra from these gurus who say they're bona fide, but where is the result of love of God? Where is that? Nowhere to be seen. No, it's not supposed to just be a concept. Oh, you hear the mantra from a bona. It's why you guys that take this serious, you get an initiation. I don't need to put any threads on you. You come and just hear this vibration. All of a sudden, your chanting will get better. Your heart will get purified. Tears will appear in your eyes. Don't they? That means God has put His grace upon you. The parampara is here. Otherwise, these things wouldn't happen. They'd be like dry-eyed, these gurus there. Your followers are all dry-eyed. You're dry-eyed, they're dry wells. You're a dry well, they're a dry well. Nobody's got any water. You're just playing a show bottle, a game. I'm going to play guru. I'm going to play follower. Oh, guru, they give me mercy. What kind of mercy would you like, dear disciple? I don't know, because he doesn't know. Nobody knows nothing. That's called blind adherence to the rules and regulations. You don't know why you're doing it. You know why you're doing the rules out there? ISKCON devotees and Acharya Deves and all you guys in the same class. You're all third class. You're doing it for this. It's meant to be this. To know who you're worshiping like Jesus taught. To worship in spirit. What spirit? The spirit of God, not the three-mode spirit, not even in goodness. No, in pure goodness, pure love of God. Then you start to get to know a little something about Krishna. And you'll say, just like Rangaleka, I am just so stupid. And you'll love it. You know, Maya makes you stupid. The Lord just shows you how stupid fools we are. And he gives us the mercy. And you love it. I love being a fool, man. You know, everybody in the world, they're trying to go to, psychiatrists so they can get self-esteem and feel good about themselves because they feel so low because Maya's beating them down. Here, the Lord awakens you and you feel, wow, what a great thing. This is my medal of honor to know I'm a fool with the mercy of God. This let me stay a fool. Let me have a goat's head like Daksha. But look at Daksha. When he was enlightened, he got a goat's head. He looked like he said, I wear this like a badge of honor because I know Shiva now. Because I'm just a fool, but the mercy of Shiva is upon me, a real devotee of God. Always laughing and crying. I criticized it and laughed at it, and now I'm praising it. Okay? Yeah, his hands were like this. Go look at the Bhagavatam. His hands are like this with a goat's head. He didn't have any problem with that. Just like I don't have any problem with the goat's head. You can go and character assassinate me from what I did in the past. Doesn't matter. You're right. I was a fool. It's still a fool. But now, and even then, I had the mercy of the Lord. Got me through everything. Yeah. And will continue to get me through anything I need to get through. That's what it's all about, man. That's the path I follow. I don't know what path you guys are following. Upendra says, Johan Zaman Prabhupada don't want people to eat meat and join the people of eating meat, that I am very much sure that he will be in the end of the world. There will be no dog or monkey. No, oh boy, still another rule of regulation, believer. Yeah. If you want to follow, see, all that preaching is the preliminaries. If you don't want to move on, just sit there with the old, sit there back 50 years. If you don't want to learn that even Lord Chaitanya gave ecstasy and love of God to meat eaters, that's right in the leader. That's the kind of preaching we're doing. Hey, you could be a meat eater, a beef eater. You come here and you just like what we're doing. And you from your mouth praises comes. Oh wow, this is so great. You get more mercy from the vegetarians out there, like Acharya. You even though you eat beef and you come here and believe that God is actually working in His transcendental glories, which He is, but your heart comes to believe that, and you eating beef, you get more mercy than Acharya Dev. Prove me wrong. Bring Acharya Dev and we'll have a discussion. I'll prove that this is the way Lord Chaitanya works when he's working. Okay. So you want to be with the old time preaching? Go ahead. It's all external. Those are the thing. I'm into postgraduate now. Are you not ready to learn? See, if there's room, then you'll learn and understand Chaitanya Leela, otherwise, and the mercy of Chaitanya. Otherwise, you're like, the Krishnadas Kaviraj. I read the verse. Those who don't believe in the glories of the Panchatattva will never reach the ultimate end. This is the glories of the Panchatattva. Even beef eaters, you come here and you understand these truths, which are very true, and work, you will get the mercy of the Lord. You will know love of God, while all these big Brahmins and big sannyasis who don't like this word and these truths that are right there in the books. Lord Chaitanya gave ecstatic love of God to a beef eater Muslim. Many of them had tears in their eyes that these guys don't have. That's all beginner stuff. Now we're into what is the essence. Lord Chaitanya's mercy is here. I don't care if you're a vegetarian or a beef eater. I don't even ask you what you're eating. If you just like our preaching, the Lord will go to you. This is Jesus taught this. Jesus said, I'll go. See, whoever will accept my word, whoever will accept me, will listen to me. Look at the tax collector Matthew, a beef eater and all kinds of things, orgies. He just liked Jesus. I like your word. He's attracted. And he followed him. He had to leave physically. You guys don't have to leave. If you like this word, if this word is inspiring, because it's very true, there's no lie here. And somehow or other, your heart likes this word, you'll be a saint like Matthew. We're already making saints. We're making acharyas here. And this is very true. Go ahead, Lalita. What do you want to say?
I almost forgot. we believe in the living force. We believe in the power of God, not in our own pious deeds. What are they? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe in a mercy. The mercy is here and being given out. Prabhupada said, has my full, not just approval, my full approval. You're doing exactly what I'm doing. Believe it. You Prabhupada, proud Prabhupada disciples. Gaur Hari Das here in this Sangha is doing exactly what Prabhupada wants for you, if you can figure that out. If you can get that, wouldn't God and his real sons want you to get love of God like the people here? Yes or no? Just answer that question, Acharya Dave. Give us your smarts. Radhanath, wouldn't your worshipful initiator want you to get love of God? Oh, I've got love. My guru, of course he's got. Yeah, you ever seen it? Where are the tears, man? Show me. I'm from Missouri. Show me those tears. Show me that ecstatic laughter like Lalita has and River and Johan and others. Show us the tears of communion. They're not just praying, oh, Lord, when am I going to get some tears? You see fresh tears every day, fresh realizations, fresh ecstasy, fresh, man. Not stale ideas, stagnant ideas, ever fresh every day. And a proof to me you guys are insignificant is you don't care about this fantastic preaching that goes on here. Indeed, the deed is ecstatic worship. The Lord saying, you see the deed I'm doing through this temple that I've chosen. It's God's deeds, not my deed. I can't do this. Spontaneously, the Lord plays his flute when he feels like it. I just go with the wind when the wind blows, right? The wind. He's a big bag of wind, to be honest with you. He likes to blow his flute, man. Toot his horn whenever he wants. He's like a big saxophone. Saxophone is better than a flute. They say it mirrors the human voice, actually. It's very closest you can get to the human voice is a saxophone. I heard that somewhere. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Like, proof. See, we haven't seen enough of this mercy of Lord Chaitanya in Vaishnavism. Because look at the Christians. See, many Vaishnavas criticize Christians because they eat meat, right? But a lot of them have gotten the mercy of Jesus in spite of that, simply because they believe in Jesus. They believe in ecstatic devotees who are preaching that Jesus. Therefore, they get it. That's the way it is. If you associate with ecstatic Christians, you get that ecstasy. And if you don't really believe in Jesus. Jesus is an ecstatic personality. You don't believe in it. That's why you need the living devotees to prove that you either believe in the real God or not. See? Yeah, it's why Vaishnavas, this is all forthcoming now. Hey man, you want to believe in the real God? Well, that real God is here. He's Satchidananda, ecstatic worship. That's where those devotees bring forth the real Lord in this world, not hold it back like Prabhupada Bhakti, but they're all holding it back until now. She has my full approval, Prabhupada said. Yeah, I got to do it. I want to do, this is if there's any duty, this is my duty. Very happy to do that. I love expression. Lord Chaitanya loved when he started to express himself. Oh, yeah, caused controversy. They wanted to throw the kirtan house of Srivas Thakur, where all these ecstatic kirtans were going on, into the Ganga. And these were the religious people like now. They want to throw us in the Ganga, right? Get rid of them. They're a disturbance to Prabhupada's work. Disturbances to Vaidhi. Yeah, it's a disturbance, of course. We're here to disturb you, wake you up. People like to stay asleep, and Vaidhis are still asleep. We know who you're worshiping, and we know the intention, and we're here to express it. And whoever's ready, and if you're fed up with just doing rules and regulations and external bhakti, external stuff, and then you can come here and get internal bhakti. Feel God inside you. Become the temple of the living God. Anybody ready for that? Where the living God is expressing and communing with you and others who believe in that communion that you're doing, believe in your association. That's all it's ever been about. Jesus said, those who believe in me, their sins will be forgiven. That's happening here. Or if it wasn't, this is not the place to be. If your sins are not forgiven, oh God, you're the Son of God. Ooh, yeah. Well, do it. If your sins are not forgiven, there's no way you can chant the holy name in ecstasy. No way. Impossible. Millions of lives you can chant and not. Ask Johann. He, even as sincere as he was in Ekadasi, every never missed 25 rounds on Ekadasi, his sins were still not forgiven until he met his real guru, who does what God does. They forgive sins. This is better than any other miracle, because you can chant the holy name and find shelter of the transcendental Lord forever. Oh, talk about a miracle. You guys are recipients of that miracle. This is so big, they can't even see it. It's so huge, they can't see the mountain. It is right in their face. People think, oh, what healings have you done? We've healed the soul, awakened the soul of people. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Where do you get this? You can go from an unawakened state in the Maya for millions of years, and you come here, your whole vibration will be changed. Your frequency will change to the transcendental level, beyond all the modes of nature, beyond the false ego. That's why you guys are very close. You're stuck in the false ego, all of you, all your sanghas, man. Gaudiya Smiti, Gaudiya Mat. You're all stuck in pride, and you don't even know it. Pride, competition. We're here to engage in that competition. If we don't engage in the competition, people don't even know where pure goodness is. You got to compete with us first. That's why I say, come on over. We'll have a debate. Let's compete. Let the games begin, man. Come over, Acharya Dev. Let's have a discussion, a friendly one. Friendly. Let's talk about what is Lord Chaitanya's real movement. Let's get it clear for you and your followers, so everybody can be a real guru. Otherwise, what is it? Just how long you want to just have a hoax? It's all hoax. The whole world, until you're communing with the Lord and loving God truly, genuinely, you're in a hoax. A sham, a scam. It's all scam. Everybody's being scammed. In religion, in ISKCON, you're being scammed on some level. See, you're being misled on some level. On some level. Here, how are we misleading? Well, we're leading you to the place where the treasure is. So that's the proper leading, right? Proper understanding, proper map reading, book reading. Okay? Proper conception of how to get into the kingdom in this life. What's holding people back is ignorance of the proper conception. The proper conception is Krishna, and only Radha knows that conception. Only devotees who have her mercy know that conception. Okay? We're here to bust that, the ignorance, the speculations, and all of that stuff. Okay? Because we got Radha and we got Krishna. We got the proper conception of Krishna consciousness, and we got her power. She's the power, right? So the book says she's the power. What do you think with behind these words? There's always a woman behind a man, right? Always a woman. Isn't that even in the world, there's a woman behind the president? We all know that. You don't think there's a woman behind these words? Oh, yes, there is, man. We are getting the world to get to know her. Expose what's behind the scenes is very necessary. Otherwise, people pay her no mind. Oh, all we need is Krishna and our speculations on her. We don't need Radha's power to understand Krishna. Well, you got another thing coming, man. You got a new teaching here. You need her power. Even the Christians are always, they say, oh, Holy Spirit, please, we worship the Holy Spirit. They're more Radha followers than most Vaishnavas, because they're worshiping the spirit of devotion. They know how holy and pure it is.
How many ecstatic Vaishnavas do you think there are in the world? 5, 6?
Probably. I haven't seen any leaders which impressed me. Even Narayan Raj, he didn't impress me with his bhakti. Never even showed it. And he didn't impress me with that preaching that everybody hold it back. I don't go for this. Oh yeah, let us Radhi, let's preach all about Rupa Goswami and everything, but there's no power behind it. There's no ecstasy. That means, if I'm going to preach a word, like Prabhupada held back that word in Bhakti Sana, okay, that's fine. But if I'm going to preach that word, if I'm going to preach Radhe and ecstasy and the intimacies of all these pastimes of Radha and Krishna, all right, where are the devotees feeling it? I couldn't even see his biggest leaders feeling it. They were all impressed by austerities of Narayan Raj, and they got that path and the pride of it. Being, look how austere we are. So here, now are we just preach about the conjugal mellow? You're seeing it, man. You're seeing the deed of it, that God's hand, his transcendental hand is upon our work here. Prabhupada's hand is upon this work, the parampara all the way back. Their hands are on this work. And we're just trying to get our hands on you to grab you and throw you on the bank of the Vatasi River there in Vrindavan, whatever that river is called, the Yamuna. So you can look at Krishna. See? Confirmed again and again and again and again and again and again. Now that's confirmation right there, river. Now you never even get confirmations like that. Did you see how many times we got that confirmed? You think that wasn't Krishna? When have you heard the bell before? There's all Krishna behind it. He's a miracle worker, man. Through this whole thing, you haven't heard till we did the slam dunk. Then you heard that Krishna said, yeah, give it to him, man. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Are we wild today? This is the Wild West, man. They say crypto is the Wild West, man. This is the real Wild West of the truth, man. Even the regulators can't even regulate this, right? They can't even understand this. The regulators, what is that Gohari doing with his group there? What is it? What do we need to regulate? What do they? We don't even understand it. How is this a threat to us? We're not exactly. He actually, he slams us and then praises us and then is trying to help us. Why does he want to help us? Doesn't he see that we're against everything? Well, yeah. See, that's proof that God is working here. God is like that. How can he live with everybody? You know what I mean? If he hated people, how can he live with people he hates? You know what I mean? It's like, how could you live with somebody you hate? How can he live in the heart of a demon so close if he hates them? See, that's why I don't. When you get purified and you get the real understanding, you don't hate anybody. You want to help everybody. They all misunderstand you. They think you're their enemy sometimes. Especially the gurus think I'm their enemy, that I'm against them. I'm offensive to them. No, I'm taking down the fences, man, so that your disciples can go into the kingdom, not be blocked by ignorance. You can't dissipate their ignorance, so somebody's got to do the job. That's why Prabhupada gave it to me. Hey, Gohari, you like cleaning toilets? Go out there. They need some help. Gaur Govinda just died in 1996. In 1996, Prabhupada doesn't wait. Okay, well, let's empower another guy to finish the job. We need a fringy out there on the fringe, Let him continue the crying school and let it develop into a laughing school. Gaur Govinda did the crying school, right? We do the crying and laughing school. Now everything is perfect. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Where's Amy today? Are you here? Amy told me, she used to say she has a hard time getting up and everything. She gets up at 3:00 in the morning. She says, and all her friends think she's crazy. Why are you getting up 3? I don't know. She says, well, I like this because I get life. Before it was like to get out of bed is, oh no, another friggin' day, in this crazy world and all this, and now she says, man, this is life here, man. I feel life. It's this energy, life, truth. I feel excited, man. It's 3:00 in the morning. You should be associating there, Sachi, with Amy, man. Look at her. She's getting up 3 in the morning. Amazing. Getting up earlier than me now sometimes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Maybe she didn't make it today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I think we need some wild glorification. So who do we have to go to? Prabodhanandana Saraswati Thakur. A wild devotee, man. Sri Chaitanya Chandramita. So, the splendid path. This is chapter 4 of Sri Chaitanya, of glorification of Lord Chaitanya's devotees. Chaitanya Chandramrita. The splendid path of pure devotional service. The splendid path of pure devotional service, which bewildered the great sages of the past, which material intelligence has no power to enter. See, it's not enough to study the Vedas. Material intelligence, study, external study. You can't understand that way. See? Which Sukadev Goswami was not able to understand. Isn't that something to say that? That even Sukadev Goswami, he couldn't understand the extent of how deep this path could go. You know why? Because Lord Chaitanya didn't appear then. That's all. You got to understand, it's about revelation. It's just like for the Christians. The reason you can't understand the depth deeper, because Lord Chaitanya didn't appear when Jesus appeared. He came after. And you haven't recognized another intimate servant of the Lord. Therefore, you don't get what we get. We get deeper understanding. We get a deeper love in that sense because it's a purer love. It's not based on speculation of, you can have bhakti with some speculation. See, that's like the Brahmin level. You're mixed in with Brahman and you believe in God, but you don't quite understand the Lord and stuff like that. Not based on deeper truth. So we need the association of Lord Chaitanya. And to get that ultimately is not with the fake devotees still, not with fake gurus, fake news. They give you fake news. Only you need the news that only Radha knows, that only real devotees know with real devotion. You got to hear news. See, like we have fake news by speculators, by those who have material motives. That's religion too. You get fake news, more or less. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, Radha, Radha, but it's still fake news. See, because you need the devotees who have real pure devotion in their heart to speak to you. Prabhupada held back, and Bhaktisiddhanta held back these truths. Why? Because he knew people in Maya would think it's fake news, because they believe in fake news still. They don't believe in these things. Now is a different time. People should have studied Prabhupada's books for 50 years or 10 years or 5 years. Now you should hear the real news. And those who are ready to awaken will say, wow, I've been waiting to hear this, like Freddie did. He studied all of Prabhupada's books, and now he heard them. Whoa, wow. Look, it comes every day. Now, that's pretty amazing, huh? Person who read Prabhupada's books, and every day it's coming. Must be some motivation. Well, it must be interesting. Look at the title of this. It says, is it good to worship the leaders? I forgot to change the title. Maybe it's, yeah. So let's ask that question. Is it good to worship leaders? So I gave a talk about that yesterday. Is it good? Yeah. Well, what leader is not giving you fake news? What person, even the person that's getting fake news, really wants fake news? Does anybody in our hearts, do we really want fake news? Do we want fake news from religionists, from gurus who have not realized the real news? Without Radha's mercy, without love of Krishna, you cannot realize the real news of Goloka. You cannot have the real clear conception of the absolute truth. You'll speculate on it. You'll put yourself or others up as real gurus, but they're still fake because your conception is not real yet. It's not backed by the power of Radha's grace and authority. See, how do we prove we're backed by Radha's grace? Is because you're getting it. You're listening to this word. It's purifying you. Coming to the point is for you're getting forgiven of your sins so you can chant the holy name in ecstasy. Chant Lord Chaitanya's Leela in ecstasy, and love of God awakens, just like the verses say. Yeah, you could see River and Lalita and Johan reading the verses of saying those who chant or hear these verses, and they're even with their own mouths, they're chanting these verses, will get love of God. And you see they got love of God. Now that's not fake news. See, the Lord, is showing you as it is. That's as it is, man. As it is the deed, is fructifying here of your chanting the verses and what the verses said. Those who hear this, and you're chanting the verses yourselves, you're hearing this. Love of God will awaken. Love of God awakens in River and her and Johan, where we can see it. And also, who is anybody else? Govinda, whoever's getting tears. You know who it, Tom. I've seen tears. He chants the Leela. Why? Because he has some faith in what we're doing here. Doesn't even have to be full faith. Still, he gets more experience. Like, wow, this is working. You're darn tootin' it's working. Because we're tootin'. If you're here not hearing the real tootin' from Vrindavan, man, you're not going to be awakening. You got to hear the tootin'. See? The flute being tooted. Adramana, where you been, man? We've been waiting for you. Don't stay away for so long. So Mahavanda or something. Then they say that no one has real information of God. Prabhupada, you have no rascal because you are a rascal. I have God. You just wash my feet, and I will. That's you see. That's so Prabhupada actually is saying that many of all of them are in the same boat. You're all rascals, man. Just admit it. You're rascals. You all want your feet washed, and you get them, aren't they? Everybody washing the feet. I would, if I was not self-realized, if I didn't feel God living inside me conclusively and ecstatically, I would never let any. I don't barely anybody wash my feet. Anyway, I like to wash their feet. I just love them. Just like Jesus, he loved to wash the feet of his disciples. Why? Because his Lord was in them. Why shouldn't he? Yeah, that's rascaldom. And anybody that puts themselves on the pedestal of being a bona fide savior for their disciples, don't give any bullshit. If you're not like Jesus, forget you're no guru, man. And that's not imitating Jesus. No, Jesus had the real spirit of God in them. And you, to be a deliverer in this world, you have to be a living representative of that spirit of God. And that spirit of God is transcendental. Only those devotees who are communing with that spirit have the power to commune with that spirit. They're the real gurus in the world. That's where you're going to get that. That's grace. People, what is grace? What is grace? His grace. So my question is, his grace, Radhanath, his grace, Jaipataka, his grace, Acharya Day. Do you have that grace? Do you have the grace of love of God? Oh, yeah. Well, what is that grace? Where is that grace in you? And where is that grace in your people who believe in you? Proof is in the pudding, not in a bunch of fake news. Let me see some real news. Let's see some real news. Wherever real news is, that's where the truth is. Wherever real news of Goloka Vrindavan is, you'll see real ecstasy and real understanding, man, and nowhere else. All you need is one truth, and all you need is one ecstatic representative of that truth, and a whole universe can be delivered. When was the first time you experienced that grace as a child? You have to become like a little child, actually. Well, I felt it with Jesus in 1973. And actually before that, too, to an extent. Then the grace of Christ, then I knew some level of love, some level of the truth, which was very deep. I was like, I was where the angels are and the great saints that passed on. Where do you get such an opportunity? You know how many Christians who don't, when I told them this, they said, "Whoa, really? Oh, I would die to have this." See, they want the experiences. And that is not even understanding the full truth. The full truth is you got to know that and the personal formula. Now you got the whole truth. How the Lord comes to even be more intimate with us. This was hidden. I didn't get this. This is like you could be an angel and you don't know this. You could be a great saint like St. Paul and Peter unless you come and associate like I had what they have and what they are. I was in there. The Lord gave me a big glimpse for 3 weeks. But unless I associated with a Vaishnava who knew, like Prabhupada through his books, I would not know that there's another side to the Lord. More completes the whole thing. And that's in the first verse of the Bhagavatam. Oh, all-pervading one. That's what I saw. But I didn't know, oh, son of Maharaj Nanda. See, that's the complete Godhead. That's why what we're doing here is big stuff. Big. That's why it's so different. I was looking for a guru that everyone, oh, he's so pure, oh, he's so great. But they don't have this realization. They can't even dream of it. Narayan Maharaj didn't understand this. I saw firsthand. I couldn't see. Everybody's, well, we're holding it back, but none of his disciples, it was held back in them too. It was like, what's really going on here? You know what was going on? It wasn't really going on there. Reality, the full reality wasn't really going on yet. It's going on here. Am I against Narayan Maharaj by telling these truths? Or is this a great window of opportunity? Who would expose it? Who could expose this? See? See, like Prabodhananda Saraswati in these verses, he said, I see in this world symptoms of people worshiping God according to blindly, according to the rules and regulations, and rituals and ceremonies. I see that symptom. I see that also. And I see those who are following the Brahman level and saying that's the ultimate. I see that also. You see that in Eckhart Tolle's and all these guys on YouTube, a lot of them doing this. And people praising that, right? Yeah. I see all kinds of pious deeds, people doing pious deeds and building hospitals, and people praising that too, huh? And I see people, and he says, I see people praising the conjugal mellow in name only, just with words. But where is that personality who is talking about Krishna and chanting Krishna's name in ecstasy? Oh, that is very rare to be seen. I don't see it anywhere, he even said. That's the boat we're in. That's what I was looking for. Where are people not only talking about, like Narayan Maharaj was talking about the glories of the conjugal mood, but nowhere did I see the evidence of it being expressed in the world. And I just saw, oh, he's not quite understand. From what the Lord was showing me from my ecstatic worship, I looked at his presentation and his disciples' presentation. I'm thinking, oh, there's speculation here. Why is that not clear? I'm just telling people this is just truth, man. My experience, and you analyze it, you think about it. If you've got the capability. If not, well, just go ahead and think, you're offensive, you're against our guru, man. No, I'm for you. And he's gone, so he lost his opportunity. Or whatever he did, it's fine. It's probably, who knows, But we're exposing this truth here. That's all, and if it's not, you don't get this window of opportunity, because who's going to help you? Who's going to help you see the truth? So you either believe his word now or you believe this word. This word, we're talking about the conjugal sometimes, right? Or a lot of the times. We're showing you the conjugal mellow, showing you what it is to commune with Krishna like the gopis even do, with those kinds of symptoms. So now you have the real authority. We're not just talkers about it. You can see conjugal intimate union with Krishna here. See it, what it looks like. Will you please answer my other questions? Okay, let's see what other questions you have here. What are your first memories under 5? What is it? Oh, very young child, under 5 years old. I remember the normal stuff. I remember my brother killing my chicken, cutting its head off right in front of me. I didn't like that. I
I think
had
she
pet
wants to
chicken.
know your. I think she wants to know your spiritual experiences, Guru Maharaj.
Nothing impressive. My real the thing is impressive was in the early 70s when I saw, I had an out of the body experience, and I had all these chakras open up where I can begin to connect with the spiritual world. That's where it started to get really interesting. Everything else was preliminary. Just like, basically, it's like St. Francis. When he was, what was his life like before? He didn't like even talk about when he was a baby or anything. He was a womanizer, and he had a lot of money, and was born of a rich man. He had a great time in the world and all that. But the significance was when he went through the transformation. When he had the death mask on, which everybody kind of goes on, your death of the false ego here, while you're alive. You don't have to wait to die, You're living, and the death comes out of you. And then he had the new life, Yeah, now that's what's significant. I mean, if you've had that, some kind of thing in the early days before that, well, great, wonderful. Yeah, so it's not really important that, for me, in my experience, under 5 years, in the early 70s, where it was really, yeah. So anyway, I think I answered your questions. Okay. Yeah. Oops, wrong thing. Hare Krishna. Oops. And the merciful Lord Krishna never revealed to his closest friend is the place where the dear devotees of Lord Gaur happily enjoy pastimes. So in other words, the Lord is given a more intimate relationship with him than he gave even Uddhava as a gift. That's what we got. See, if you take Uddhava when he was in Dwarka, we, as a gift, as we are, as foolish as we are, have a more intimate relationship, proven, than Uddhava had with Krishna even there, physically. Think of the magnitude of that. And to get what we got, Uddhava had to go to Vrindavan to associate with devotees who were like Lord Gauranga. See, Gauranga was Radha and Krishna personified. The devotees who came with him were from Vrindavan, most of them. And if they didn't, they got, by the vibration. See, so Uddhava got his desire fulfilled by coming into Lord Chaitanya's Leela. Because he prayed, he went there, and he saw the gopis. He's just like you. You see in this bhakti, man. You don't have it. He had already bhakti. But you guys, if you're wondering, oh, when am I going to come on, man? Pray. You're praying for it. Now, automatically, you're seeing something that you don't have yet, maybe. You're like Uddhava, who, even though he had bhakti, and he saw the way they were worshiping in Vrindavan, he says, oh, let me be born a creeper on the ground so the gopis trample over me and with the dust of their feet. I just want to feel that dust on me. See, and he got his desire fulfilled. He came in Chaitanya Leela. See, in other words, you want that mercy? Connect with Lord Chaitanya's teachings. That's what we're here about, man. Man, Prabhupada was beaming when he told me, he said, come on, man. Go ahead. You have my approval. You've been worshiping the Lord, and you were a recipient of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. I was worshiping the Lord. My books I carried all over India were the Chaitanya Bhagavat. I was my ecstatic storehouse of the full power of love of God. You know, oh, I love those books. Just like many of you get the mercy here. The best thing you're going to get here, you're going to love Chaitanya's Leela, because that's him, man. He's in those books. He is those books. Right? His love will awaken if you're a real devotee. If you're not, you come here, you become a real devotee. And then your love awakens for these books. See, this is the real path. No fake news here. No fake Bhagavatam here. No fake Chaitanya Leela here. No fake teachings here. That's why, you guys have believed in illusions so long, in fake news by your gurus and leaders and sannyasis and Brahmins. That's all fake news until you love God. See, real devotion, pure love of God. Then you give real news, the good news. You notice Jesus said, I've come with the good news. Why? He had the good news. He had the spirit of devotion. He spoke under the influence of it and gave the real news of the spiritual world. See, you come through the door of that word. In the beginning was the word. The word was with God. See, the beginning of your spiritual life, you got to hear that word that is with God and always will be with God now, because they've realized God. In the beginning was the word was with God. That's, you're going to meet the flesh and blood incarnation of that word, which is, you got to be like a Jesus, man, not Jesus. Jesus was Jesus. You got to be like Jesus, filled with the Spirit of God. Proof. Now, who is your guru? It doesn't matter. Who was Jesus? No one knows. But he was filled and proved that he had the Spirit of God. And I don't have to die to prove that the Spirit of God is living here, breathing his breath on whoever listens with their heart. Okay? I don't know how we got into that. Intense, isn't it? Intense. God is intense. If you're not feeling into the Lord, has no impact. Like these preaching, these good. But let's talk about feminism. Feminism. Yeah, they should. That's a yeah. I say also the same thing. Let's talk about feminism. Let's get into the real feminine one. Who is that? Radhe, man. And who is she? Let's talk about the feminist, man. This is the one you need to know about, not some bodily identified feminist. And feminists talk about, people in Maya, women in Maya, or men in Maya, machos or feminists or feminisms. Hey, that'll trigger a lot of you feminists. Come here and listen more, and you'll understand where all this is going. See? To the divine feminist, where the original feminist is Radharani, devotion. Christos Anistavas.
Yeah, they give material preachings because they can't talk about the transcendental.
Hey, my friend Mayavati is here. Thank you for coming, Mayavati. Andromeda and Mayavati, they're my two new girlfriends. I like having transcendental girlfriends. Isn't that nice? You can have girlfriends, even if they could be young or old, doesn't matter. It transcends the bodily relation. We're all girlfriends here. Yes, beloved Radharani. Yeah. Yeah, I love emphasizing Radha's love now, like Lord Chaitanya, because this is the message needs. People don't know. It's all Krishna, or Radha's love without the love, without the expression of the love. So we got Radha's love, but no, where is it, man? That's why even the Narayan Raj devotees don't know what it is. Hasn't been expressed yet. And then here we're expressing it. And that's proved to me they're not really there. They don't like this preaching. Or sometimes they like it in name. They say, oh, he's saying what Narayan Raj is saying. Okay? But they don't know what the feeling is. And they say, well, he's saying the same thing, right? No, well, there's a difference here. Here we're feeling that, here feeling what we're saying. We're realizing what we're saying. We're expressing it in the as it is way, in its right relationship. See, the relationship between devotion and love and Radharani and Krishna, they're expressing it in a way by personal experience backed by the Shastras. That's how I know I'm on the mark. I don't care if a million Narayan Rajas come here and say, oh, you're off, man. You're offensive. It doesn't matter, man. I'm backed by the book and backed by experience and backed by the witnesses who are the real sadhus, because you're getting the result of this preaching, man. If God wasn't behind this, if he was saying, Gohar, you're one offensive rascal, you wouldn't be as ecstatic as you are every day. You wouldn't be coming here every day. You would be so dried up like these guys. See, they're preaching dry. We're preaching plum juice. They're preaching prune juice. We're preaching plum juice. See, we're even preaching to people from other planets. See, Andromeda, she's not from here. You look at her picture. She's not like of this world. She's very different. I'm telling you, you look at her picture, she looks different than other people. Did not from this planet. She has appropriate name. And she knows, she probably feels it herself. She's not like people in this world. Very different. Because we get people from other planets, just like Lord Chaitanya. You're going to see unusual people come in here. They're already coming here, unusual. Hey, I like, me too. I like prune juice too. That's why I drink it. I drink some prune juice here. I drink these guys in, it's for my preaching. And we turn it into plum juice. Yeah, she's from the heavens. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. She's from the Pleiades. See, even her last name, Palozu, Pleiades, has a playa something in there. Yeah. See, it's where it's the place where the dear devotees of Lord Gaur happily enjoy pastimes. See, it's the place. Look, we don't even need a place for the place. Isn't that amazing? We don't need a place for the place. This is our place. Wherever we are is our place. To happily enjoy pastimes. What is our pastime? Do we happily destroy ignorance? Happily destroy the ignorance of the gurus? Do you see me miserable about this? Do you see me in a bad mood? Like, offensive people, they're really in a bad mood about what they do because they turn into prunes. Is Gaurahari turning into prune? Just kind of slapping these guys around? Philosophically, of course. No need to bodily do it. No. That time is over. Yeah. Just philosophically, just like Lord Chaitanya and Vallabhabhata. Remember, she read the verses with Vallabhabhata and she was in ecstasy. Lord Chaitanya's just slapping him around with the truth that he's full of pride. Vallabhabhata, you don't really know Krishna. You know why the Lord said that? Well, look, you don't know the devotees. If you don't know the devotees, you don't know their exaltedness, you don't know Krishna. That's why I say, you gurus out there, you don't know the exaltedness of Lalita Ganga and Johan, Frukta, and any of the devotees practically. Anybody coming here and listening, they're more advanced than you are. You don't know them. Therefore, you're insignificant. That's the truth, man. That's conclusive. You might have a hard time with it, but that's your purification. You need to hear some stuff. You need somebody that says, you got spinach on your teeth. They're walking around with spinach on. Can you imagine people going around giving lectures with spinach all over their teeth? and giving it, and everybody's saying, "Oh, very good. Oh, very good." And the guy says, "Why don't you take the spinach off your teeth before you talk? Then you look better, because you're not to wise persons who have the mercy of God, you look like a fool." So I just helping take the spinach off their teeth. Are we coming through? Everybody's frozen, kind of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We're coming
Oh,
through.
you guys were just in attentive. You look like you're really attentive. You look like you're frozen, listening.
No, we are okay. We are all three okay.
Yeah. See, next verse. Talk of impersonal liberation will not become bitter. See, does anybody like to talk of impersonal liberation? We never even discussed that, because I don't want I don't want to taste any bitter stuff, Brahman, oneness, all that stuff, See, but it's sweet to these people who don't know any better, right? So the shackles of blind adherence to social and Vedic convention will not become loosened. See? How else can you loosen? You ever see a tight screw? You can't unscrew. It's frozen, right? That's blind adherence to Vedic, and so these people are so screwed in, they're rusty. A rusted screw. And what are we? WD-40. We're the spiritual WD-40, because that screw is in there for 50 years of Prabhupada preaching, Bhakti Siddhanta preaching, the rules, the regulations, the blind, and they don't know where it's all going. Where it's all going is here. We know, but they don't know, because they're like a screw that's rusted in there, blind adherence to the rules and regulations. See? So how are we going to loosen that screw? Otherwise, their screw is loose, not loose. See, how are we going to loosen the screw so people can look at them and they can look at themselves and look to the world like you got some screws loose? See, that's the praise that people say. Go hard, you got a screw loose. Yeah, we're loose, man. We got the WD-40 here. We're here to loosen the blind adherence to the shackles of blind adherence. See, am I saying this? I'm just repeating it. I'm making it clear, man. I'm just a storyteller, passing the real stories down the line that are going to liberate the world, right? Am I not passing this down and just kind of making it interesting and making it more clear and real what he's talking about? That you guys are screws in the blind adherence and you're stuck and rusted in there. And we're the WD-40, cranking on that screw to loosen it. We're the wrench and the WD-40. See, to loosen it. See? Blind adherence. Why ask why are you doing this? And if a few of them say, we're doing this for spontaneous love of God, we're going to do this, and then we're going to develop spontaneous love of God automatically, and then we get the Shastras as a hammer, Thor's hammer, and smash that concept. No, it's not by that. It's not by mantra chanting. It's not by sadhana bhakti. It's not by pious deeds. It's not by renunciation of Narayan Raj, and not by austerity preached by Narayan Raj and all these Radhakund Babajis and all these guys. It's not. It's through the devotees who chant the holy name in great ecstatic devotion. Do you see that here? Do you see devotees like that match the verse perfectly, properly, conclusively? No fake news. That's fake news. Automatically you're going to get Krishna. No. Automatically here you're going to get Krishna. They're close, but that only counts in horseshoes. Here you get Krishna automatically just by coming here, just by giving respect to this preaching of the real word of God, the transcendental word of God, which we prove here every day. You see, it's ecstatically backed by Radha's approval and her girlfriend's approval. Yeah, once awakened, you can use that's why. Why do you think Prabhupada gave the go ahead? He says, bro, go. Basically, I'll just tell you what he said from inference. Gaurahari, Gaurahari, you got ecstasy. You've been worshiping ecstatically for a long time. You got my books. What else do you need, man? Just go out there. You got all your weapons to destroy all the ignorance needed to do so that people can get Vrindavan in this life, even. Right? You see? Yeah. I was worshiping the Lord before he came. I was worshiping in ecstasy for a long time. And it got purified, right? Enough. Still had a few things to confront. Well, we worked all those kinks out now so that we can do the job. See, get some people, get their fat or skinny butts inside the narrow gate of truth. By the grace of our Creator, please give us the sight we require to see all the glories. Well, that sight is given. When you hear from you want that grace, it's going to come through hearing, following the real process of devotional service, hearing from a real devotee, relishing those truths. That's how, not directly, not like, oh yeah, just give it, and then you pass the devotee's grace by. Oh yeah, no, this is how it comes. The Lord empowers devotees to speak to you that vibration of truth, to purify even speculations of thinking, trying to go directly to Radha and Krishna. If those who want to have such ecstasy like devotees like Johan and Lalita, or River even, now. Yeah. People speculate, even you can be sort of realized, but if you want to move on, you got to go to the deeper devotees who have deeper ecstasy and more mature realization. River, you are the one he will bathe in. You will cover all his body and he will be in it. He will bath you. Go, hurry. Yeah. Okay. We haven't even got to the slam dunk of the verse. And the tumultuous debate of Vedic scholars on the merits of various useless paths, spiritual paths. See, I am so fortunate that I've been given the privilege to preach what they preached 500 years ago. People don't know this stuff. Okay? This is a privilege. This is my great happiness in the world. This is my store of wealth and treasure. And I just love to share the deep meaning of this verse. Everything else is useless. When we have Lord Chaitanya's mercy like he had Lord Chaitanya's mercy, it uplevels our worship like it upleveled his worship. Everything else is a useless path when this is here. It's like you're spinning your wheels. You're going so slow like a snail. These Vaidhi Bhaktas are just snailing along, barely any advancement. They pretty much die on the Vaidhi level because they can't get out until they get the grace of Lord Chaitanya. This is real. This exposes the deepest extent of reality. Why would anybody want silver or iron or any other metal when they can have palladium? Better than gold, more expensive than gold, palladium, the highest quality metal. This is the gold of gold here. Shukadeva Goswami was giving gold, and Lord Chaitanya came to give the gold and expressed it through the writings of Prabodhanandana. And we are expressing those truths and clarifying those truths and magnifying those truths into the reality people are experiencing, because this is reality. Welcome to reality of Lord Chaitanya. Welcome to his universe. Welcome to his world, what we represent. Do we not represent the world of Lord Chaitanya? The world of excessive grace, excessive, exaggerated happiness beyond people's wildest dreams. Yeah, we're here to welcome people into his world, his reality, beyond blind adherence to the rules and regulations and ceremonies and all that, beyond impersonal Brahman, all these useless paths. Now, come on, welcome into Vrindavan. Come on, why not? Welcome to Lord Chaitanya's world and our world, because we're associated with it intimately. Great verse, huh? I haven't finished it yet. Can you believe that? Okay. Is the place where the dear devotees of Lord Gaur happily. Oh, I did. Yeah. Talk of it. Oh, yeah. No. Okay. See, unless, useless paths will continue as long as a devotee who's like a bumblebee drinking the nectar of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet does not appear before the eyes. See, if you don't, before the eyes, wow, how important it is to appear before the eyes. So you're just like little babies out there. Everybody is, all of us, until these devotees who are like bumblebees at Lord Chaitanya's feet. Why are they bumble? You got to see, there's a reason why devotees are bumblebees at Lord Chaitanya's feet. What is his feet? Where are his feet? His feet is his name and the shelter of the name. They're bumblebees. Why? Because it's so ecstatic to be with Lord Chaitanya's name. Can you notice that? Can you see that? It's right here, coming before your eyes. The many devotees are like bumblebees here. You see, unless you see this path, it doesn't exist. This reality isn't available. See? So we have to revive this. People have to see this kind of ecstatic worship that was seen 550 years ago, not held back. That's why the Narayan Raj group doesn't even get it, because they haven't seen it. The guru's always, I'm sorry. So I don't know, just he didn't show it. If he would have shown it, right? If it was really real and he's shown it, why would you have a problem with us? They sort of don't, because someone said, oh, yeah, our guru had this, our guru has this, but they never come back. They came they don't. Yeah, if your guru had this, why aren't you coming back? Why? Because these symptoms do not exist in your Sangha. Here, they're even my disciples are getting these symptoms, and none of you got them. And that's why even the guru is in question. We don't know. I didn't see him in him, at least in Prabhupada, it squeaked it out. We could see. And even if somebody said, well, I saw those symptoms. Okay, fine, but still you didn't get them. Here, obviously, more mercy is being distributed here. Right? So why not? Is anybody greedy for more mercy? Are you like Uddhava, where you want to go deeper? Or what? All right. So where is renunciation, the tranquil indifference to the temptations of sense pleasure or the torments of hell? Where are great waves of humbleness? Where is uncommon prowess? Where is the path of intense devotion? Let's take that one. He was a sannyasi, so, and whether you're a devotee, you don't have to, if you're a devotee, you don't have to renounce like that. You can befittingly enjoy the world, befittingly. If it gets in the way, you just, why do you, devotees don't want things to get in the way. Yeah. But where is that intense ecstasy? Yeah, go ahead.
Where you see those devotees who cry.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Part. That's the only part.
That's the only way. It's the intense ecstasy.
Yeah.
See? See, we're preaching the postgraduate. So we have the books. I'm just calling your attention. See, I'm calling people's attention to these verses, which represents the deep mercy of the Lord. Why? Because I've realized it, and I'm realizing it more and more. And you're realizing it because you come and listen. See? And these people, they just don't understand the mercy. They say, why are you crying? No, it's not about that. Oh, yeah, it is about that, by the way. Oh, I don't agree. That's a different opinion. That's why you're over there and we're here, because you have a different opinion. You're a false follower. See, false followers have the wrong opinion. You know what the wrong opinion is? I'll just clarify what is a false follower. Oh, you're not of the opinion of Lord Chaitanya and his devotees 550 years ago. That's everything else is a wrong opinion. Okay? You're a false follower. You got to be following the path of prema like the Lord did and like we do. Don't we follow? What are we following the path of the rules and regulations? Or are we just following the rules and regulations and being governed by Radha and Krishna, loving Radha and Krishna every day? Isn't that our source of purification? Rules and regulations, that's not my source. That's often a hindrance. I got to put Krishna in a box. He likes to be free. My Krishna wants to be free. He wants to open his mouth and tell people the truth, not hold it back, not hold back the ecstasy. I got the approval of Prabhupada, full approval of Prabhupada to do this, man. Just show them, man. Act wild in this world. It's a wild west, wild bhakti, wild honey, man. It's time for wild west Vrindavan, man, where all the original cowboys are from. All that stuff, the Wild West. It was wild. It was great. People like cowboy movies. I love the cowboy because it was wild, man. They went around, want to shoot up people. They shot them up. Outlaws. All of that. Here, it's the Wild West. We shoot them up, man. You see those guns I had, man? And man, wild bhakti. These guns are loaded with bhakti. Loaded with truth. Yeah, we shoot up the illusion, just like the Wild West. Where do you think the Wild West come from? This is the original Wild West in Vrindavan. It's wild there, man. Don't you like wild? Don't you like wild honey? You know, wild honey is expensive. You know, and because they don't do anything to it. They don't process it. Do you rather have canned and processed bhakti? That's religion. That's ISKCON. It's canned and processed, filtered out all the essence. You want to drink that in all of those sanghas. It's processed and filled. Here you come, it's wild, man. Original, man. Original Vrindavan, man. It's like that. Just shoot it up with truth. You want to shoot something up, shoot up the truth. You just shoot them in their ears with bhakti syringes. Right into their heart. It's like that. When I feel, I cry too much. No, wrong. Everything is wrong, but not my heart. You are. I am too, but not puffed up with pillows. That's a nice expression. Yeah, well, maybe it needs a little conclusiveness, but you're yourself. That's what I like about Mayavati. She's being herself, and she likes what we do. That's the main thing. Lord Chaitanya, regardless of people as unique they were, his main thing was people who liked him, like, Karuna. He likes what we do. I may not agree with his philosophies and understanding, just like he doesn't agree with me. But I agree with one thing, his affection for his guru,
Karuna has a lot of affection for you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, I know. Yes, that's the thing. So that's all that matters to the Lord. The same thing with Mayavati. She has her ideas and her natural expression, but the main thing you're here learning about what the Lord and his devotees like. Affection. You like I accept you, you accept me. We may have a little different opinion here and there, but your affection is what brings us together. We're starting to understand Lord Chaitanya's mood, his mentality, and understand why even the drunks were just drunks. They weren't following perfectly. They probably were eating meat and all this, But they were the drunks. Lord Chaitanya wanted to give. He gave them more mercy than he gave all these Brahmins, all these strict followers of rules and regulations of the Vedas, simply because they didn't have affection for him, and they did. He was going to go in the bar and embrace all of them. But these Brahmins, the drunks, all the quality they had was affection for, oh, this is Nimai, man. They're out there drinking, man. But, oh, this is Nimai. We really like his dancing. That's what it's about, man. Those guys, when they see, they get the mercy. Just like on Kirtan, those who like Janaki's Kirtan or any devotee going out there, that's a real devotee, and they feel good about that. They get more mercy than a big guru or big sannyasi, a big Brahmin who has no affection for the real devotees. See? They're more contaminated than ordinary people in the world. See? That's why the Lord comes to them first. They're more prime. See? Just, that's it. They're more prime candidates. It's like when Jesus, because the early Christians had the Holy Spirit, you know what they noticed? Wow, all people had to do is become faithful in Jesus. And even though they were just fishermen and ordinary, they became instantly righteous. Instantly. And it's the same thing here. If you believe in this preaching, this word coming here, you become instantly righteous in the eyes of God. The Lord says, oh, you have affection for my devotee. You like it. You may not understand them. You may be filled with all kinds of speculation, but you like my devotee. I'm going to overlook everything, every problem you have. I'm going to come to you as you are, simply because you have affection for my real devotees. They may even give you a hard time sometimes because they don't understand you very well. But still, this is like when I had a misunderstanding with Lalita for a while. The Lord didn't stop coming to her, did he? He's teaching us everything. See? When you have this is the way the Lord is. We're learning his nature. What happened to Lalita? Uh-oh. I hope I didn't offend her. Uh-oh. This is serious problem. I think she's misunderstanding me again. Maybe. But you know what? It all works out in the wash. That's what I like about this. Okay. Even once seeing Lord Gore's handsome face, which is overcome with feelings of love of Krishna, and which is blossoming lotus eyes filled with great flood of tears, a person becomes maddened with newer and newer feelings of devotional love. See? That's the kind of place you found here, hasn't it? You see a devotee's face. See, you can see where the Lord is working. See, they saw Lord Chaitanya directly or his devotees, who was intimate associates. They're loving Krishna, with newer and newer feelings of love. This advanced their love. You're in a place like that. You must be in a place like that to get the same kind of mercy. A person becomes maddened with newer and newer feelings of devotional love. He never abandons the ocean of sweetness that is Lord Gore's feet. See, and that's the test. Those who are not quite purified, they leave. They leave here. The Lord is showing himself through the devotees here, through their love, to represent him. Seeing Lord Chaitanya 550 years ago personally, or seeing Nakula Brahmachari, a recipient of this mercy, you're seeing these qualities here. Let's see. handsome face which is overcome with feelings of love for Krishna, filled with great flood of tears. That's where you see devotees like this. See, and that when you become faithful in that, you found the real path, and then your vibration is advanced up to that platform. Mm-hmm. So, Tom, you have that Prabodhananda Saraswati poem?
Let's see. Maybe I downloaded it somewhere. I have to look.
All you have to do is do a search for Nectar Moon of Lord Chaitanya, and it comes up all over the place. What happened to Lalita?
Okay.
She probably misunderstood what I said. I don't think she just, it's a language thing. I don't understand.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Yeah, I've got it.
All right. Read chapter 4, and starting with 22.
Or 22. Is there a special invocation for this?
Just read it.
Thank you, Shri Garidas. 22. They who follow the rules of Varna Ashram Dharma, worship Lord Vishnu, visit holy pilgrimage places, and study the Vedas, but do not serve the lotus feet of the dear devotees of Lord Gaura, cannot understand the transcendental abode of Vrindavan, which is beyond the reach of the 4 Vedas.
Yeah, you got to find the real associates. People, they think that's enough to go and do pilgrimages or even worship gurus who are not associates of the Lord yet. They're everything else but this. See, you got to understand this verse, and if you understand this verse, you know where the real path is. And then when you follow this verse, you get the result of the real path, which is Radha's love, devotion. You get, and now you can understand, and now you can relish what you were studying for years, but you couldn't taste. See, that's why. Read that verse again. I'll explain.
They who follow the rules of Varnashram Dharma worship Lord Vishnu, visit whole pilgrimage places, and study the Vedas, but do not serve the lotus feet of the dear devotees of Lord Gaura.
That's where things are. People are doing Varnashram Dharma, and they're following gurus and all that. They're not the dear associates yet. It's not like that. See, so what's the last sentence in that you were coming up to?
Cannot understand the transcendental abode of Vrindavan.
Cannot understand. So how do you serve the dear devotees? The best way is you listen to them. You hear from them. To them, that's great service. See, because in this way, they can partake of glorifying the Lord, which is their treasure, which is their wealth, which is their energy, which is their purification, which is their life. See? So they consider, oh, this is very valuable service. Okay? There's somebody who wants to hear about my Lord. See? So most people are at this level right now in 2022. They went up to the point of following the Varnashram Dharma and rules and regulations. This is the next step. Otherwise, you're stuck. you can't go on. You can't go on until you meet the dear devotees of the Lord Chaitanya. I mean, this is what's available. Why should we preach anything else or anything lower, or less? Why don't we just preach the verses as they are? Because we are as they are. Unless you can say that and be that and show that, then people stay stuck in their varnashram dharma. That's why you see we must do this if we're going to preach. People have to see this ecstatic devotion. They have to hear these conclusions. They have to understand that these devotees are the reality that Lord Chaitanya preached in this world, the reality that Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, who was an experienced devotee, preached in this world and experienced and relished in this world. Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
Cannot understand the transcendental abode of Vrindavan, which is beyond the reach of the four Vedas. If by churning the shoreless ocean of nectar, one attains the incomparably sweet essence of all nectar, that nectar will taste very bitter to those who touch the splendor of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
who now displays his transcendental form of Sri Gaura Sundara.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I read again. If by churning the shoreless ocean of nectar, one attains the incomparably sweet essence of all nectar, that nectar will taste very bitter to those who touch the splendor of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
who now displays his transcendental form of Sri Gaura Sundara.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that more another time. So what time is this? 5:30, 6:30, 5, 6 o'clock, 7. Oh, it's 7 o'clock already. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to go off for a while and move around a little bit, do some prescribed duties. Yeah, great. Thank you for all you for coming, and we'll see you a little bit later. And say a prayer for Shamaguri because she's broke her shoulder walking a dog. Watch out for those dogs, man. I wonder how the dog broke her shoulder walking a dog. That would have been an interesting story, how that would happen. Maybe it's a big dog, it might be one of these big horse-like dogs or bulldog or something. They have a strong pull.
Sometimes we have to let go the leash and not hold on.
Yeah, not hold on. Yeah, no, don't hold on to the dogs or doggish mentality. Yeah, Mayavati, River's on the machine, I suppose, right? That's why she's okay. She's just on the machine. Okay, see you guys later. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Francis and everybody, and Mayavati and Andromeda and Janaki and everybody else that's here. Freddie, Evo probably, and yeah. So Hare Krishna.